Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Bodybuilding. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about branding. Okay, branding. So a lot of times you'll watch different YouTubers or you'll watch different coaches, fitness coaches, bodybuilding coaches, whatever, whether it's on Instagram, their own individual websites, in the magazines back in the day maybe, or maybe somebody had their own TV show, right? And in this information age, or in the age of really short attention spans, that's probably a better way to put it, a lot of times people have to put into words in a few seconds and less what they stand for. Otherwise, people are already surfing the channels. Like, imagine going to a party at somebody's house and you had to pitch yourself to the person within about 10 or 15 seconds. Otherwise, they lose interest and just walk away. That's kind of the insanity that our lives have become. I just had a Skype meeting with a guy today, and I asked him to tell me a little bit about himself because I was interested. And this was after a bit of a conversation. And then he gives me a short pitch and goes, yeah, in 60 seconds or less, that's who I am. And I'm like, shit, what an insane age, right? It's like the time of discovery and the time it takes has become pushed to the side. And people are like, okay, just tell me what you are. You're human? Good. I know everything about you. So this is the funny thing about the internet and about YouTube, and how I am extremely misunderstood, and probably anybody else that's making content is probably misunderstood as well. Because in this effort, or in this attempt to connect with viewers, you have to say what you want to say, which is probably ironic, seeing as this is taking me a long time to say. I should probably rethink this video. Maybe there's a quicker way to get my point across. No, there's not. So basically what I'm going to say is that a lot of times people will see what you're doing, or maybe see a couple videos and then take your entire message out of context. So one thing I want to say today, and this is going to really resonate with you guys out there, and this is going to really help you make more bodybuilding gains and also more health gains. You're going to become healthier because of this. And what that is not getting too attached to one technique or one exercise or one way of doing things. And what I'm trying to say is that you are on this journey to constantly refine what works. Of course you are, right? You're going to find that there are certain techniques that work better than others. But the flip side of that is that you sometimes will get too attached to doing what has worked, and then you don't deviate enough. So as an example, usually when you see me do bench presses, lately, of course, I touch my chest with the bar and then I come up part way to keep tension or constant tension on the chest and shoulders, and then I come back down again. Well, today I said, hey, who cares? I'm gonna do something different, just go for a different feel. And what I did was I went all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, using a bit lighter weight, but just going for a different sort of feel. Because as much as you may find perfect ranges of motion, or you may find perfect exercises for the most part, there is something to be said for changing things up so that way you are stimulating other areas from time to time. As long as, and this is the disclaimer, as long as it doesn't hurt you or cause inflammation or problems. So for me, if I squatted ass to the grass or all the way to the floor, I would get instant knee issues in the moment as well as the next day or two. So it doesn't do anything positive for me. But if I was one of those people that was doing certain ranges of motion just purely because of muscular benefit, I would still encourage people to do a fuller range of motion once in a while with lighter weight if they notice that it's just something different, just for the sake of changing things up. So I do not teach just one way. Really what I teach is your way, right? So profound. I think I came up with my 10 seconds and less introduction of what I do here on YouTube. So in a turn of incredible irony, I've talked to you about how it's stupid to come up with branding. I think I came up with some more branding. I teach you how to be you. So there you go. I feel a seminar coming on, like a big seminar of 4 or 5 people. So yeah, as you're experimenting and refining, once in a while you want to deviate. Now the other reason why you want to deviate from the techniques you found to be mostly true for you is because your body is ever changing. And because your body is ever changing, sometimes what's right for it before is different than what's right for it now. And that's the other thing you want to pay attention to. This also applies to diet and supplementation. You know, so say you have been good with your minerals most of your life, and then all of a sudden you go magnesium deficient. Well, then it is appropriate to change your diet to make sure you're getting more magnesium. Maybe it's a liquid magnesium supplement like I've talked about before, or maybe there's some other way for you to address whatever deficiency you're dealing with at that time. So this is why supplementation is sometimes useful or necessary. I mean, depending on your environment, where you are, you know, what kind of food you have access to, how your digestive system is doing. And so this is why I will say, hey, I use, you know, a couple supplements here and there, like protein powder, or maybe I'll use some essential amino acids. I'll use some liquid magnesium. I'll use some organ supplements, you know, beef organ supplements. I talk about this stuff because it's a kaleidoscope of things that are needed when they are needed. And if you don't have what you need when you need it, then you don't have it. Where's the frickin' bench press around here? Can't find a bench. Squat rack? Yeah. This gym sucks. Yeah, today when I was doing bench presses, I had a great pump. I felt really good. And that's what it's about. And when you're feeling good, sometimes when you're just kind of following your intuition, sometimes your body will teach you what is right in that moment, not necessarily your head, right? So that's the other thing I have a problem with. A lot of people, they have been so overstudied and overanalyzed and overanalytical that they are not listening to just the simple shit that's going on in their own body right here in the moment. In a lot of ways, they are taught how to see what the body is saying instead of what the body is really saying. And that is really the experiment that I highly encourage you to keep moving towards, because there are a lot of misconceptions, even in the expert community, of what the body talk is meaning, right? So deviate from time to time, deviate in your diet, experiment. You know, you may stick to 70-80% of the foundation of what's working, but once in a while, play around with the weights, play around with the exercises, do something different, and you may stumble across an amazing new discovery in muscle mass, pumpy and lumpy, big, biggity biceps and back development stuff. Mountain. So yeah, I hope this helps out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters. These people are very special to me because they tune into this kind of stuff every week on a podcast. You know, I don't know who would want to do that, but they seem to enjoy it. So hey, hats off to them. Mountain.